Boxing Truth here. Had to talk a little bit about Ruslan Provodnikov, who is starting the multi-fight agreement with Showtime, recently signed before signing to fight John Molina. As there's going to be a lot of boxing this Saturday, as competing networks, HBO and Showtime, will have competing cards against each other. And Showtime will have a card headlined by Demetrius Andrade going against Willie Nelson. Showtime has taken a different approach this year. After a dismal 2015, they're no longer limiting themselves to just one product, and that is Heyman clients. They are actually branching out, reaching out to the promoters, and as a result, for the first time in quite a while, the main event of a Showtime card is actually going to be headlined by two fighters that are actually signed with Al Heyman. And also, Ruslan Provodnikov is in the co-feature, who is also not an Al Heyman client. He is promoted by Banner and Star Boxing. However, he'll be fighting a Heyman client in John Molina as the first fight of his multi-fight agreement with Showtime. Now, a news report came out about Provodnikov's plan. What's the plan for this year if he gets past John Molina, as most boxing insiders expect him to do? Most feel this bout with John Molina is a showcase bout. And it's hard to argue that. John Molina has lost 3 of his past 4 fights. Hasn't looked good at all in either of those fights. He had a Fight of the Year candidate with Lucas Matisse, even knocked him down a couple of times. Got outboxed by Adrien Broner in a shitty fight. Molina just wasn't letting his hands go, didn't look lethargic, didn't look like his usual himself in that fight. So who knows how much he has left going into this fight with Ruslan Provodnikov, as he's pretty much just coming in as an opponent. A guy that can still punch a little. He's a good puncher, but he hasn't looked good in recent fights. 3 L's in his last 4 fights. He's been stopped. It just seems that John Molina is past his best days, and Ruslan is going to have a showcase performance against a guy who's dared to be hit in John Molina. Not the fastest of footwork, not the fleetest of foot, not the fastest guy, flat-footed, comes to fight. It will be a good action fight for however long it lasts. But what's going to be more interesting is Provodnikov's career as he progresses into the Showtime contract. What does Showtime have in store for him? They signed this guy to a deal. They're looking for big fights. They're looking to, cash in on this deal and, get some lucrative fights to be made featuring Ruslan Provodnikov. So, of course, Showtime is interested in making an Adrien Broner fight for Ruslan Provodnikov, as that's what Ruslan's team is gunning for. They want Adrien Broner for the fall after his fight with John Molina, as they plan to return in October-November time frame, and they will hope Adrien Broner will be ready by that time. And it's a fight that could happen. There's really no issues for that fight not to be made. It really depends if Adrien Broner wants to fight. I mean, Banner, Star Boxing have done business with Heyman. Heyman has done business with those guys, Ruslan's promoters. So there's no issue. They're honest. They're fighting. Pretty much they're affiliated with the same network, same platform. Broner's fought on Showtime as recently as last October. So there shouldn't be any issues for that bout to be made, but it just makes you wonder, does Adrien Broner really want that fight? According to Ruslan's team, he says that Broner is open to the bout, but they're not really sure. They have to get down to negotiations, see how serious they are if Broner is willing to sign for the fight. But it's a fight I would like to see. It's an interesting fight. It would give some recognition to Broner, not only just taking this fight, but if he could actually win it. This will be the most significant win, impressive win of his career if Adrien Broner would to defeat Ruslan Provodnikov. But if I'm part of Adrien Broner's team, with the way Adrien Broner's been looking, how he looked in his last fight particularly, He won the fight against Ashley Theophane, but I wasn't impressed. He struggled in that fight. I actually gave Theophane 3 rounds of the fight. In what was a 9th round stoppage, I believe, by Adrien Broner. Wasn't very impressed with Adrien Broner in that fight. Wasn't wowed. No one has the jitters when it comes to fighting Adrien Broner. And Ruslan Provodnikov wants that work. Believes it'll be easy work for Ruslan Provodnikov, as Provodnikov's team probably feels the same way. Adrien Broner is there to be beat. His head's out of the game right now. He's going through some problems with the law outside of the ring. He's got an upcoming court case. Perhaps his head's not in the game. Still some issues to deal with for Broner outside of the ring, but Broner was on he had a recent interview with this radio channel. I think it's at Hot 97 or something like that, the Breakfast Club. And he was talking about his next opponent will be a big name, that perhaps he'll return in August, but he couldn't reveal the details of who he's going to fight. Rumors of Danny Garcia were brought up about that fight being made. Maybe Andre Berto. It's really up in the air who Adrien Broner is going to fight next, but he's talking about a big name. This will be a big fight. I would like to see it. It'll be intriguing. If I'm part of Broner, I would stay away from Ruslan Provodnikov. It's not work I would want if I'm part of Team AB, but it'll be a great fight for the fans. Be a contrasting styles. It'll be interesting. But I see Ruslan Provodnikov giving Adrien Broner a beating and perhaps ruining and ending his somewhat disappointing protected career. But it's a good fight that fans will be intrigued by. Definitely a fight to see if Adrien Broner can shut up the doubters, shut up the critics, even shut up Boxing Truth. If he could actually win this fight and prove me wrong. This is why I would love to see this fight. I see Adrien Broner getting his ass whooped by Ruslan Provodnikov, but I want to see if Adrien Broner can prove me wrong and shut me the fuck up. So that's why I really want to see this fight. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Are y'all intrigued by this fight? About this prospective matchup that could take place later in the year? Of course, Adrien Broner has to sign off on this deal because, of course, Ruslan Provodnikov is all in. If he gets past John Molina, which is many expect him to do. But do you like this fight? Who do you think wins the fight? And is this a winnable fight for Adrien Broner? This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.